the unusual. If you're an experienced correctional officer, you've heard this rule a million times. You know exactly what it means, and for you, this film is just a refresher to help you stay alert. But if you're a new officer or a staff member about to enter corrections, you can't be alert for the unusual until you know what is normal. Only after you're assigned to an institution will you begin to notice that even though every inmate is different, each one tends to have a behavior that is normal for him or her. Friendly, shy, hostile, or indifferent. Now, on top of that, you'll soon notice that each area within the institution has its own normal atmosphere, or feel to it, or buzz of activity. In other words, it's going to take a while for you to clearly establish in your mind what is normal in your institution. But it must be done, because experience has shown that when certain subtle changes occur in what's normal, they frequently are your only indication that something bad is about to happen. It could be a gang war, a food strike, an attempted escape, or a full-scale riot. Now, obviously, it's your job to try and prevent these things from happening. And how well you do will be determined by your ability to notice and report unusual behavior. When something is about to happen, an experienced officer will often say, "You can feel it in the air." What is he referring to?
Hi, Moore. This Officer Monty over in Redwood Hall.
What did he see or hear to make him say that?
There seems to be
Well, it could be any one of 100 things.
That's right.
But in this film, we're going to give a few examples.
Down here in D-Wing.
You're in the visiting room, and you notice that the number of visitors is unusually low today. When something big is about to happen, inmates frequently tell their friends and relatives to stay away for a while. An inmate who normally says hi or good morning when you come on duty avoids you. It's common for some inmates to hang around your post. Today, it eventually dawns on you they're staying away. They know that to be even seen with you when something is about to happen will cause other inmates to believe they're informers. Or maybe you notice the opposite. A troublemaker who usually avoids you suddenly acts friendly and wants your advice. It may well be his job to detain you as long as possible, while others attempt to escape, take narcotics, or move weapons. One day, you come to work, and the female inmates have an unusual degree of silliness. They're giddy and giggly in anticipation of something. Maybe the way you see an inmate move inside a door as you approach gives you a funny feeling. The thought might cross your mind that he's a lookout for something going on inside. If you see the same behavior on another day, it should definitely cross your mind. An abnormal amount of soap in a cell can mean someone needs it to fill holes or cuts in the bars. One day, on your rounds, you notice more inmates are cleaning up than normal.
How's it going, fellas? All right, man. Just get away. You guys gonna be? Where we just started, man. We're getting ready to come out here right now. Yeah, come on, man.
They may not be cleaning at all. They just have their hands on the weapons they'll need when the fight breaks out. If an inmate wants to be ready at all times, he may have to wear an unusual amount of clothing on a warm day in order to hide his weapon. Or he may be hiding dining room trays or magazines that are wrapped around his body for protection. If it's a racial or gang conflict coming, the inmate will feel a need for protection. You'll notice that few inmates walk alone, staying instead only in groups that will appear to you to be larger than normal.
116, report to the dental clinic.
Voluntary segregation along racial lines is common, but it's also common for there to be some overlapping. When that's absent, you might be about to have trouble. An experienced officer knows that before any planned disturbance, there's a tendency for normal inmate activity to decrease. For example, a popular breakfast is planned, but only a few inmates are showing up. Interest in leisure activities or school takes a sharp drop. For example, even the weightlifters are talking more and lifting less. Now, on the one hand, during a cell search, you might notice inmates are accumulating more and more cigarettes and food. They know that if and when something does happen, they're going to be locked up for a while. On the other hand, you notice unusual amounts of food being left on the trays. When inmates are anxious, apprehensive, and emotional, one of the things that often happens is that they lose their appetite. You might notice that it's entirely too quiet during mealtime. Sometimes silence is not golden. In fact, any sudden quieting of the normal noise level for any area is one of the main indicators you have that tells you something's wrong and may be about to happen.
I've got some problems, and I like to get away by myself, possibly into lockup. I've got trouble with my little boy.
When an escape or fight or riot is coming, some inmates don't want to have anything to do with it. He may simply come right out and ask you to be locked up.
You know, my boy and my mom, and I got to get by myself just so I can think of things out by myself, and I think lockup would be the best thing for me.
Or suddenly and completely out of character, he may refuse to work.
Everybody's got their assigned areas.
Yeah, but I'm sick of this, man.
Hey, gotta be done today.
No, fuck it, I ain't doing it, man.
You mean you're not gonna do it?
Nope.
Okay, let's go see the lieutenant.
Fuck you, man. All right, I'll go to the whole goddamn, I don't mind.
In every case, the real reasons for unusual behavior may be personal and have nothing at all to do with escape or riot. Or maybe the behavior isn't that unusual. You just didn't know this inmate well enough. In fact, every example in this film could be interpreted with a different meaning. Visitation was low due to a holiday. You forgot. The inmate who you thought was avoiding you just forgot to say hello that day. Why? Because he had something important on his mind. The group that hangs around your post had other things to do.
Ensure that this is out like so.
The troublemaker was making a real effort to change his ways. The soap, well, it really was for cleaning. The food really wasn't that good. Even though giddiness can be a sign, that female inmates are up to something, this time, the girls were just having a good time. Needless to say, there's a danger in overreacting and becoming paranoid or overly suspicious. And the point, of course, is that you may never know for sure what something means. All you can do is acquire a good sense of what's normal for your institution. Stay alert for subtle changes or unusual behavior that may only come to you at first as an odd feeling. And report it. Your fellow officers are doing the very same thing. The continual input of your information, combined with that of other officers, creates an overall picture of what's really going on within the inmate society. If and when the administration has good evidence that something is about to happen because you and your fellow officers were able to feel it in the air, usually something can be done about it. And what could have happened simply doesn't.